daughter.
She lied to us since the first day she got here. This has everything from the day she arrived. Read it from the beginning.
She must have felt completely alone.
But she wasn't. Run, Nora. Run.
The Flash returns with an all-new episode Tuesday, April 16th on the CW.
What is up, species? Welcome to a brand new Flash trailer breakdown. Now, as you saw from that trailer, the Flash isn't returning for episode 18 of season 5 titled Godspeed until April. What am I on about? We've got like a 4-week break. This does, I believe, happen every year. It just sucks. I think people tend to forget about it, and then like obviously what they kind of end on is usually cliffhangery-ish. And then, you know, we have to wait like 4 weeks until we are dying to find out, in this case, for example, what the next step is for Team Flash and Nora now that is exposed that she's been working with Barry's arch nemesis, Earbud Thawne, this whole time. And as you saw from that trailer, it didn't show Godspeed, which I'm actually very thankful for. I know some people might be pissed off about that, but it's actually a good thing. What we have seen from leaked behind-the-scenes stuff, which I'm not going to show in this video for spoilers' sake, you know, you can click in the cards above if you want to see me cover the Godspeed suit. We have seen it. It's incredibly comic book accurate for those who do not want to see it. It's a good thing. You know, I was kind of hyped to see it in this trailer, for example. Just, you know, before we dive into the trailer, I do want to talk about a couple of things, so maybe skip ahead if you want to get straight to the breakdown. But, you know, I was hoping to see maybe like a little flash of Godspeed or something like that. I thought they might do that, and I do want to put out there that they could still do another promo for this episode. You know, because sometimes they do that when there's a break. They can like capitalize on the marketing a bit more, maybe, especially as this is kind of quite a hyped episode amongst the fandom, and it'd be stupid if the showrunners and producers didn't know that, which they do. I'm not guaranteeing that, don't expect it, but I'm just saying I get that they don't want to show him because of like obvious reasons. Everyone's hyped about it. You know, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, we have to wait and see how the episode is. But essentially, you could have shown him just like zoom in, like flash away, or something like that, or like just zoom into the cow with like the yellow Speed Force-y Godspeed energy. That would have been cool. But with that out the way, that is why it's on break for those who were wondering about it. Obviously, the end of last episode, as we've already kind of briefly spoke about, and everyone should know by now, Nora's secret is out. Oh man, and what is this episode about? Well, guess what? We're about to go over the trailer, but there is no synopsis as of when I'm making this video, which isn't unusual to my knowledge and just from previous experiences. They might release it nearer the time. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't out for weeks, but then again, it could be up tomorrow or today for all I know, but just not as of when I'm making this video. And of course, there is no promo photos. Not that I expect the promo photos for this episode to be that revealing anyway. I wouldn't ever expect a Godspeed pic. These are the kind of promo photos that would be just of Barry and Team Flash in Star Labs talking about Nora and Thawne or something. They wouldn't be that interesting. But, you know, let's go over what the trailer does show us. But just before we do, if you're enjoying this video so far, if you're still here, you know, why not like it? I really appreciate that. And especially if you're brand new, why not subscribe to just, you know, to stay up to date with more Flash stuff like this. You love the Flash, I love the Flash. Let's freaking get into this together. So, you know, the first thing that we see in the trailer, you know, with the voice overlay is, you know, she's our daughter, and Barry's like, she lied to us since the first second she got here. And we see Nora in the pipeline, and we see Barry and Iris kind of as parents debating what the F just literally unfolded before their eyes through the chronological explanation and breakdown from Sherlock Wells. Now, I'm seeing a bit of stuff in this. I think I kind of skimmed past what people thought of this trailer on Reddit very briefly, and people were literally debating Iris's justification here, or maybe people reading into it too much. But I get both sides of the thing here. Just talking about this for a minute, some people have the issue with why is Iris defending Nora? She's literally done the unthinkable, right? But I do get how, you know, well, not only, I'm not a mother, I'm not a parent, but, you know, there is the kind of cliche, a mother will always blah, 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 protect her children kind of thing. And Iris, as a parent, as well as a mother, probably just wants to see the best in Nora. And, you know, they have got to know Nora this whole time. Barry is probably acting more on, like, emotional impulse straight away, and I'm sure he will come around to see, like, don't get me wrong, this is a big issue. I'm not going to get into this too much, but I think they're going to play both parents opposite each other. Barry's going to be, obviously, this is very personal to Barry above anyone else, really. Obviously, it's personal to everyone because Iris was affected by Thawne and stuff like that. But I think Iris is just like, I think she'll try and present maybe how Thawne has manipulated her possibly, or surely there's got to be more to this than that, rather than her just thinking, oh, I'm going to be an evil, diabolical freaking daughter and just work with my dad's evil enemy for no apparent reason other than just to F with him and troll him. That's obviously not the reason with Nora. We know that. Barry, I think deep down knows that, but this is just the fallout of it. So Barry's just like, she's been lying to us. They're kind of debating that. So I do get it. And I get why Iris might be quick to be, you know, the other side of things, maybe more optimistic side. Maybe they're even arguing about her being in the pipeline. Is Barry going to let her out? Well, one thing about this episode, guys, and I'm not going to get into mega behind the scenes spoiler stuff. You can check out Canada Grass's blog for that, or one of my previous Godspeed videos if you want to know details about what we know so far from the episode, from the behind the scenes, for example. But one thing I will say is that she is out of the pipeline. Obviously, they're going to let her out. And this episode is basically, as you can tell from the trailer as well, sorry, just readjusting myself here. More or less, a lot of it is going to be flashbacks to Nora, which is why you see her long hair there. You're going to see her be a rookie speedster. We'll get to this in a second. But there is also Barry and Nora scenes as well, with her begging him not to do something, you know, and I won't say, as I said, too more than that, just because, you know, this isn't one of those spoiler disclaimer videos. So, you know, just as I said, looking at this trailer, we see scenes of Nora here. God knows where this is. It looks, you know, it's interesting that there's those boxes in the background. It'd be pretty cool if this was just some kind of warehouse at the Flash Museum or something like that. Random ass speculation there. I can't know that for sure, but this is a future scene flashback for Nora, if that makes sense. Obviously because of her hair there, and it could be something like that. Other than that, we see the journal here. We see Ralph like actually looking at it, and then like they're basically talking about, so this is what's been in her journal this whole time. Sure enough, you can guess behind the scenes, or maybe we'll see in the next episode how much Sherlock has to explain about how he's got onto this in the first place. And ultimately, the journal, right? The journal has been here since day one. It probably holds everything since day one. And Barry's like, God damn, read it all. Read it all. I need to know everything. And I think maybe going back to what I said about Barry and Iris earlier, just kind of, you know, debating this and, you know, kind of taking Iris's standpoint for a second there. Maybe this journal will explain a lot. Obviously it will, but it will give everyone a lot more context as to those back and forth messages, understanding the relationship between Thawne, what Thawne has maybe been saying back to her, what Nora's maybe even been just writing down in journalistic kind of form, like writing your thoughts down, just venting maybe, just saying, oh, I've been here with Dad, Thawne is still being like this. Do you know what I mean? It could be something like that, which will give Barry maybe this whole other perspective. I think it's going to still be a really big bummer for Barry, but he will talk to Nora again, but it's still going to be something like, oh, more of a case of, I wish this never happened. Typical Thawne. Like, it's not my daughter's fault entirely. It's Thawne's fault, really. But it's still a goddamn shame that any of this is even happening. But what I do find very interesting in this trailer as well, guys, is that we see potentially more flashback scenes here. I say it is a flashback scene just because Nora's still got a long hair here. Now, what we see here is her probably in the Flash Museum looking at the Reverse Flash suit. And my guess here is that she steals the Reverse Flash ring. What we see here is that she takes the ring. That is the reverse Flash ring, if I would have to guess. Maybe the ring is right next to the suit. Maybe she has after hours access at the museum. Maybe she worked at the museum or something. And, you know, she's so curious about her father and the Reverse Flash and things like that. She takes the ring. Maybe this leads her to speak to Earbard Thawne, because as we see this scene here where he's gesturing Nora to come closer to him, my best guess would be this would be the very, very first time Nora meets Thawne, and Thawne is just like, hell yeah, this is my opportunity to get out of here. Maybe it's going to be a long, long ball game, you know, for me pretending and, you know, trying to play good guy Thawne, for example. But this is the first time he probably sees Nora, and it would be very interesting if there's a callback to when Barry and Nora traveled back in time. And do you remember when they were in a time vault and Thawne called her Dawn, and he was just like, you brought me your daughter, and now in the future, technically, even though that was a new thing this season, he will remember Nora specifically from that. Who knows if he has original timeline knowledge of the Tornado Twins as well, which they kind of inferred in that Time Vault episode 8 mid-season finale episode conversation. Anyway, but moving on, looking forward to seeing Thawne speak to Nora for the first. This whole episode, guys, is going to be fire, I think, as the kids like to say, just because we all loved what happened last episode with this storyline. For most people, the majority of people, this is the storyline of what we all want to see, really. So the fact we're getting these flashback scenes to seeing exactly what went down between Thawne and Nora, potentially his manipulation, potentially more secrets spilling out about the Reverse Flash and his true end game plan. But still, no Godspeed in this trailer until what I think might be happening here. So we see Nora scream no. Now, I can't say too much. I don't know true spoilery stuff, but Godspeed is obviously going to do a few things in the episode. Now, if there's one thing we know about Godspeed in the comics is that he does kill other people. He kills other speedsters, and something like that may happen in this episode. Maybe, maybe not. I think it would be interesting if what we're seeing here on screen, Nora screaming there, is obviously she's a rookie speedster at this point. Thawne is teaching her to time travel, use her powers, blah, blah, blah. But it'd be pretty awesome if Godspeed is in present day as well as the past, and maybe he's just got away or something like, I don't know. Like, it's going to be really hard to figure out exactly what's going on, and this is why I'm really excited for this episode to see what they do with Godspeed. Is he August Hart still? If he is August Hart, is he just going to be Nora's August Hart instead of Barry's? I've said this before as well. But I think it'd be super cool if Godspeed was just temporarily out the way and he hasn't been dealt with by Nora, because that would be kind of hard to believe maybe. But then again, we don't know Godspeed's origin. So either way, it'd be pretty cool if this screaming, like, dramatic scene of Nora is to do with Godspeed, and he is going to come back again one day because of whatever happened to him wasn't an actual proper conclusion. This could just be like a trial and tribulation of Nora's first ever speedster kind of moment, and it might reflect or parallel that of Barry's when in season 1, when Wellsabard has said to Barry over the comms and giving him that boost, like, run Barry, run. But it's going to be like this time, as we see in the trailer, run Nora, run. And we could just see during the flashbacks giving us the context of Thawne and Nora's relationship. We also see an example of her discovering her heroic self and actually doing something like battling a villain of the week maybe. But other than that, speedsters, that is everything I have to say. The trailer really didn't show anything other than, diving more into what we saw at the end of last episode. Team Flash kind of as what we've been over this whole video, learning more about Nora. No Godspeed, as I said, saving best till the episode, or best till last, whatever way you want to put it. But be sure to subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with anything more to do with this episode, because you can count on me to make sure I will cover that and give you my opinions and discussion on it. Whether that's another promo or more promo photos, you will know that I will be on top of that. Other than that, I would just love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. What did you think of this promo? Do you wish they showed Godspeed, or do you feel like how I do, maybe it was the best decision not to do it? Or do you also feel like how I did in the terms of how maybe they could have shown a quick glimpse of him but not giving away too much, but to get the hype real big? But then again, they can do that in a future promo or an image. We're gonna have to wait and see there. But other than that, everyone, I really appreciate you watching this far. For those of you who did like it, especially if you've watched this far and you haven't liked it already, links as always are in the description down below if you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram or other places like that. Other places to support me is Patreon and Teespring on my merch store. But thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you speedsters in the next video. Goodbye.